The final chapter of Outlander has finally arrived, and honestly, it delivered one of the most emotional endings the series has ever given us. From the moment the original theme song started playing, it already felt like goodbye was coming. Then came Jaime's heartbreaking words to Claire about remembering him if he died, and suddenly the entire episode carried this heavy emotional weight that never really disappeared. But nothing hit harder than watching Claire completely shattered while Jaime lay dying in front of her. After more than a decade, Outlander has officially reached its ending, and this finale attempted to close the story in a way that felt meaningful, emotional, and unforgettable. But the episode also left fans with several huge questions. Did Jaime truly die? Was he really the ghost connected to Claire's past all along? And what exactly did the final scene mean? Let's break everything down. Outlander Season 8, Episode 10, Ending Explained. The finale gave us an ending that can actually be interpreted in multiple ways, which is one of the reasons people are talking about it so much. The episode built tension around Jaime's fate from the very beginning because he already knew the Battle of King's Mountain was supposed to be where he died. Thanks to Frank's writings, Jaime had been carrying the knowledge of his death for a long time. So when he survived the battle itself, it briefly felt like destiny had finally been defeated. But that relief didn't last long. After the fighting ended, Jaime approached Ferguson, believing everything was finally over. Instead, Ferguson pulled out a hidden gun and shot Jaime directly in the chest. The moment was shocking because the episode tricked viewers into thinking Jaime had escaped his fate, only to suddenly rip that hope away. Claire immediately rushed to his side and refused to leave him. She stayed beside him as he slowly slipped away, completely broken by what was happening. But something important happened during those final moments. Claire never truly let Jaime go. There was no burial, no final goodbye, and no proper passing into death. Because of that, the episode hinted that Jaime became trapped somewhere between life and death, a kind of purgatory. As Claire lay beside him, we saw flashes of their entire relationship play out, like memories scattered across time. The montage wasn't just there to remind viewers of their journey, it represented how deeply connected these two characters always were. Their story wasn't simply about romance, it was about fate, destiny, sacrifice, and time itself. Then the episode introduced one of its biggest reveals. We saw Jaime standing in different moments of time, watching Claire from afar. Earlier in the episode, Jaime joked that being a ghost sounded entertaining because he could visit people whenever he wanted. That line suddenly became incredibly important. The finale strongly suggests that Jaime truly was the mysterious ghost connected to Claire from the very beginning of the story. Because he existed outside normal time while trapped in purgatory, he could move through different moments in history. That explains why he vanished when Frank noticed him. Jaime wasn't alive anymore in the traditional sense. He was moving through time as a spirit. The episode also revealed that Jaime may have been the reason Claire first traveled through the stones at all. The beautiful blue flowers Claire once admired near Craignadown were implied to have been placed there by Jaime himself. In other words, Jaime unknowingly created the very path that led Claire to him in the first place. It turns their entire love story into a complete time loop. The timeline becomes complicated, but emotionally the message is clear. Jaime and Claire were always destined to find each other, no matter how much time separated them. Now comes the biggest question of all. Did Jaime actually survive? The final scene showed Jaime and Claire suddenly gasping awake together. For only a brief moment, both of them opened their eyes before the screen faded to black. But the most important detail was Claire's appearance. Her hair had turned entirely white. This connects back to earlier seasons when Claire learned that her powers would grow stronger over time. She had already shown signs of increased abilities earlier in the season when white streaks began appearing in her hair. By the finale, her transformation was complete. The implication seems very clear. Claire reached the full extent of her power. Throughout the series, Claire was never just a healer. The show repeatedly hinted that her abilities were something far greater. Earlier in the story, she managed to save lives in ways that almost felt supernatural. But bringing Jaime back would require far more power than anything she had attempted before. That's why many viewers believe Claire used her final and strongest ability to resurrect Jaime. At the same time, the scene also suggests that power came with a cost. Claire's completely white hair almost looked like the result of rapid aging or exhaustion, as though using that much power demanded a sacrifice from her physically and emotionally. Still, the ending gives viewers hope. Instead of permanently losing Jaime, the story allows the two characters to remain together. And after following their relationship for so many years, that emotional payoff felt deserved. There is another interpretation, though. Some fans believe Jaime truly died and spent years wandering through purgatory waiting for Claire. According to that theory, the final moment where they both woke up together wasn't resurrection at all. Instead, it represented Claire finally dying naturally years later and reuniting with Jaime in the afterlife. Honestly, both interpretations work beautifully. But personally, I think the white hair symbolism strongly points toward Claire reviving him and finally embracing her full power. Outlander, Season 8, Episode 10, Review. As a finale, I thought this episode worked incredibly well emotionally. Even though the season itself had uneven moments and a few storylines that felt unnecessary, the final episode managed to bring everything back to what always mattered most: Jaime and Claire. What I loved most was how the ending tied destiny and time travel together. The idea that Jaime may have spent centuries waiting for Claire, while quietly guiding events so she would eventually return to him, adds a tragic but beautiful layer to their love story. This episode constantly reminded viewers that Outlander was never just about history or war. At its heart, it was always about two people connected across impossible distances and impossible periods of time. Emotionally, the episode was heavy from beginning to end. Hearing the original opening music again immediately created nostalgia. Jaime saying goodbye to everyone felt like the show itself was saying goodbye to its audience. Every conversation carried this sense that the end had truly arrived. That said, the first section of the episode probably lasted a little too long. Some of Jaime's farewell scenes became repetitive, even though the emotional intention behind them worked. But once the battle started, the episode completely found its rhythm again. The battle sequences were intense and chaotic, especially Claire running through the battlefield trying desperately to reach Jaime. Those scenes genuinely captured panic and fear. And when Claire realized Jaime had been shot, the heartbreak on her face completely sold the moment. The acting throughout the finale was honestly outstanding. Ian's rage after Jaime was attacked also added another emotional layer to the battle. You could feel how much love and loyalty existed between the family members during those final moments. One thing I really appreciated was how respectful the finale felt toward longtime fans. Even the small thank you message before the credits felt sincere. It's rare for shows to acknowledge their audience in such a heartfelt way. The post-credit moment featuring Diana Gabaldon was also a beautiful tribute. Seeing Claire's journal beside the creator of the story felt symbolic, almost like the series was honoring the person who brought this world to life in the first place. Overall, I think Outlander delivered the ending it deserved. Considering the television series had to move ahead before the books were fully finished, the writers handled the conclusion surprisingly well. They gave fans heartbreak, hope, closure, and most importantly, a final reminder of why Jaime and Claire's relationship became one of television's most beloved love stories. After spending so many years with these characters, saying goodbye genuinely feels emotional. But if this truly is the end, then Outlander ended on a note that fans will remember for a very long time.